Okay, good morning from the United States and good evening to you, Faris in Sri Lanka. This is Michael Shore with the Global Sustainability Network. I'm doing my first interview for our Spotlight series. And so today I am interviewing Faris Fausz. And Faris was a member of SELA 5. And of course, as I've already said, he's from Sri Lanka. And so to get started, Faris, welcome. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and the work that you do in sustainability?
Hi, Michael. Again, greetings from Sri Lanka. To give you a quick background, I come from a business which was primarily owned by a family, and in a second generation of operations, we operate in several different businesses, primarily manufacturing, and the core being manufacturing of umbrellas. My role revolves around actually supporting and providing a platform for these businesses to grow, and also working with them to really understand how leveraging particularly their access to global markets for supply and for business development. So this is a quick snapshot. I also work with a consulting firm where we do sustainability consulting for companies in Sri Lanka. We do footprinting of their carbon and also water currently, and we do some certifications around the standards of ISO around carbon footprinting and water footprinting for Sri Lankan businesses.
Okay, so very much in the sustainability space, and if you could tell us how you got into it, how your business got into sustainability, and what was your inspiration?
So it's interesting because my primary domain of business is not from a domain of sustainability as a product or as a solution solving a problem of sustainability. However, we come from many traditional businesses where we are in very tangible manufacturing. We do some tangible service across solutions like construction, building materials. My interesting part of it is as a family business based off of a story that we really are keen on building something that can really impact society. We always look back at what nature gives us and how do we look at giving back to nature. And on that principle, we've always kept sustainability on a fundamental at the back of all decisions that we do. And we can trace back to decisions going back way beyond when the conversation was a hot topic as to how we looked at decisions that can really impact the world.
Wow. So that's fascinating that didn't just come from you, that you're in this family business, that it went back at least to your father and beyond. Is that right?
Yes, I would say, especially on the belief that we worship in Sri Lanka in terms every rupee that we earn. And as a result of it, a lot of what we are practicing and advocating for is to define and measure and improve how we use our resources and how we manage our waste, for example. And it comes back very much to really the basics of how you approach problem solving fundamentally.
Okay, great. And so what's something that's really interesting that you're working on now?
So very interesting for me that I'm working on is a project around umbrellas, because we come from a domain of manufacturing, and with manufacturing you have factories, you have workers, you have a lot that works around social compliance, working with people, and also very much when it comes to physical products and the waste and how the post-use of that product is. With umbrellas, I'm working on a very interesting project of making a sustainable umbrella, and it's a very big challenge because the life cycle of most of the umbrellas end up in the bin very quickly. And we are working on a fully recyclable umbrella, which is made of 100% recyclable material, and whilst also trying to create a long life usage and solving one sustainability problem, we are also looking at how it can come back into the cradle to grave economy. So it makes a closed loop circular economy based product. And it's a very interesting project and something that we're constantly learning and looking into long term.
That sounds really fascinating. And the market for your umbrellas and your sustainable umbrellas will that be just Asia or a larger region of the world?
In fact, it would be very much non-Asian markets because primarily as a product, it is the novelty is very much on the sustainability perspective within the product, and the audience for us and the kind of closed loop economy that supports it and will be where we have the kind of first time users. I can't catch the word. The early adopters are very much in the more Western and Japanese markets. So that's where right now we are working on actually finding strategic partnerships to reach to those markets as well, whilst we are in the development stage.
Okay. Well, one of the things I like about hearing your story that we are all connected globally, environmentally, and see the rise of the sea level is just one example of that. But we're connected internationally through commerce, and your business is an example of that. So lastly, tell us something about yourself personally. What is something that you like to do, or tell us about your family? Let us get to know you a little bit personally.
So I'm a new dad. Well, not so new actually. My daughter, she's 18 months as we speak. My wife and I, we live in Colombo. We love to travel. And as we travel around the country and around the globe, we learn a lot, and the exposure that it gives us is very interesting in terms of how life is changing for us very much now. And I look at this as a perspective because my life personally comes from a background where I can relate to a lot of change from as a country and as a developing nation. And when we look at what is out there and how it is changing, that's that whole idea of change and how much of that change we are adapting to as individuals, and how resilient we are in being able to take that change while also taking a certain leadership, is a kind of interesting domain for me to understand and monitor. So that's a more exploratory part of me. Personally, I love spending time with people, friends, colleagues, learning about what they're doing, talking about what their interests are, and it has me very motivated. And this is one of the platforms for that, particularly.
Okay, well, thank you, Faris, so much for your time. I was fascinated with this opportunity to ask you these questions, and it was even a beautiful thing to hear about what you're working on. And congratulations on being a new dad. And thank you for doing our first Spotlight interview as part of the Global Sustainability Network. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you, Michael. Greetings to all, and wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.